Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is day 8 of the software testing series. In this video, we will learn about exploratory testing, ad hoc testing, monkey gorilla testing, positive testing, negative testing, end-to-end testing, globalization, and localization testing. So please watch this video till the end and don't forget to subscribe this channel for upcoming videos. So the exploratory testing. The exploratory testing is a software testing approach where the tester actively explores the application, learn how it works, and design and execute tests at the same time. So instead of following a detailed pre-written test case script or test cases, tester uses their knowledge, curiosity, and observation to uncover defects. Okay. So why is it required? Most of time, like learning test design, where the key characteristics of the exploratory testing is learning test design and execution. Okay. Second thing, adaptive. If new tester hire, so they will explore the application and test accordingly as per experience wise. Okay. Then focus on discovering unexpected issues. Okay. Focus on discovering unexpected issues in the application. Okay. And when requirement or unclear or changes that often to use for this exploratory testing. Okay. Suppose the example of this exploratory testing. A user want to buy a laptop. Okay. Scenario. A user want to buy a laptop from e-commerce site. Okay. E-commerce site. So what will do from the tester side means if they will explore the any application. So first thing they will do like add a laptop to cart, whether user is able to add the laptop for a purchasing. Okay. The second thing they will check increase the quantity of several times because the tester is exploring the application. So they will test as per the experience and they will test accordingly and they will find unexpected issues in this application. So increase the quantity several times. Okay. So sometimes they will add one laptop, sometimes they will add 10 laptops, sometimes they will add 15 laptop. Okay. So they will check the functionality of the application, whether it's working with the possible scenarios and some unconditional scenarios. Okay. So they will explore the all things. Third thing, after adding, remove the item and add it again. First, they have added one laptop, five laptop, 10 laptop, then they remove the item and add it again in the same cart. The fourth scenario is apply different coupon code. Okay. Apply different coupon codes. Why the coupon code? See, mostly in e-commerce side, there's a lot of banks added and they provide some good offers. So if they have, if the customer have some coupons, so they will check. Okay, so tester will use like different coupons to add to purchase the laptop from the e-commerce site. After that, they will add try to use invalid coupon. coupon codes. Okay. Means if the coupon code is already expired, already used, so they will try to add that same coupon code, whether it's working or not. Okay. Then they will change the changing the shipping address during checkout. So they will check the shipping address during checkout also. Okay. And open multiple browser tabs and modify the card in each table, in each tab. Okay. So multiple browser they will open and modify the card in each tab. They will use and explore that things, whether it's working or not. Okay. And use the browser back button during payment. Means they will make a payment. They will try to make a payment. They add all things. Okay. After that, they will use the browser back button during the payment. Then nine test case like refresh the pages while processing payment. Okay. See, most of time you have you try to make up you pay the amount by phone pay or Google Pay or Paytm, right? So if you like refresh the process, so might be sometime it will work or it will not work. So that scenario will also test. The 10th point is switch from Wi-Fi to mobile network data if testing on a mobile device. Okay, if testing on mobile device. So they will check all the possible and impossible scenario and they will try to catch and found some defects. Okay, like unexpected issues. So they will explore the application. They use the mind and experience whether they can break the system and they can find some issues using the exploratory testing. Okay, and there is some possible scenarios like possible defect found. So in this during this procedure, like 1 to 10 scenario, they will execute on this application. So maybe they will find some possible defect found. Like see the so the possible defects found like card total does not update correctly after changing quantity. Okay, so the card total does not update correctly after changing quantity. First time they have add one laptop, okay. Second time they have add 5 and 10. So the total card does not update correctly in this application. So they find the possible defect using the exploratory testing. And expired coupon is accepted. Okay. So expired coupon is accepted during by the laptop. Okay. So this scenario means the one coupon code is already expired, is already used by the some other customer, but they try to use again. So they find the possible defect because the expiry coupon is accepted during the buy laptop, okay, from the e-commerce site. Second defect is duplicate order are created when the page is refreshed, refreshed during payment. Okay, means duplicate order are created when the page is refreshed. Means they have had one or two laptops and during the payment they refresh the page. Means the payment is not done, but the order is created. So this is also issue they have found. And the fourth one is shipping charges are calculating incorrectly after address change. Okay, so shipping charges are calculated incorrectly after the address changes. First, they have add Noida location. There is charge 40 rupees. After that, they add some village location. Might be or maybe their charges, their delivery charges 60 rupees. Okay. But it's not calculating. So it's calculating incorrectly after shipping, changing the shipping address also. So that possible scenario also they have found in this application. And session expire during checkout. Okay. So means the customer on this application, a user on this application, they exploring the application. Okay. During the checkout, the suddenly session is expired. So this possible defect they have found in this application. This all entire process is known as a exploratory testing. Means the explore application and find some unexpected issues in this application. Okay. But what is the advantage of exploratory testing? Means if any new if a company is hired a new tester, the testers already have a experience of e-commerce site, so they will give this the e-commerce site to explore the all functionality and find some possible defect and understand and make some understanding documents also what you have found, what their the observation you have found, so that they will cover in the exploratory testing. So mostly they will explore the application. Okay. So the advantage of exploratory testing. So the advantage find defects that is that script test often miss. So maybe the script is missed something. So that defect they have found. Okay. And so I'm deciding the point here. Finds defects that scripted test often miss. Okay. The second encourage creativity and critical thinking. So during the testing, they think as a critical thinking. Okay, they break down the system. They found some uh, many high priority and severity scenario which can impact business workflow also. Okay, so the advantage is critical thinking, and the third one is just one minute, critical thinking. Okay, and the third is useful for new feature and rapidly changing application and sometimes requires less upfront test case documentation. Means there is some less documentation of this application, or maybe the test case is not there, but they will explore the application to find some defect in this application. So the useful for new feature and rapidly changing this application. Okay, so that point was require less upfront test case documentation. Okay. There is some limitation of the exploratory testing. So the limitation is so one minute. So the limitation of the exploratory testing. See, harder to reproduce tests if nodes are not maintained. Sometimes what happen like the test explore the application. Okay, they're not created any nodes. They just raise the issue. So harder to reproduce that issues if nodes are not created, not maintained. Okay. So there's a limitation of exploratory testing, and coverage can be difficult to measure. Can be difficult to measure. Okay, so maybe the test cases coverage is difficult to measure, like which test case, which positive, negative, which type of test we need to cover during the testing. So that's some limitation in the exploratory testing. And result may be vary depending on the tester skill and experience. This is a main point. The result may vary depending tester skills and experience. Okay. So this is the main point, like mostly for a new tester or the experienced tester is hired by the company, so they will explore the application or they find some a defect which may be the hidden in this application. Okay, and what is the drawback of this ex drawbacks of exploratory testing? So the drawbacks, you might misunderstand any feature as a bug or any bug as a feature because you don't have any documents, any requirement documents of this application. So you will use your mind, you will use your critical thinking, and you will test that application as per your experience skills. So maybe any feature as a bug or any bug as a feature. Okay. And the second one, since you do not have requirement, right? So time consuming because don't have any documents. So it's a time consuming process because we don't have any documents. And so application for testing. Okay. Because the mostly tested the prepared test cases as per the requirement docs, okay, as per the business requirement docs provide from the customer, provide from the project manager. So they will create a test cases scenario as per the requirement. So here is the no requirement. So they will explore the application or on his on mind and experience and like skills they will use to explore the application. Okay. And second testing is ad hoc testing. Ad hoc testing. So after completion this exploratory and ad hoc testing and mobility Gorilla, I will explain you the some difference between in this three type of testing. This is a very important question at, in an interview point of view also. Okay. So the ad hoc testing is an informal software testing. Okay. Testing technique performed without any predefined test cases, test script or documentation. The tester randomly explores, check the functionality of the application based on the experience to find a defect and understanding of the system. So here the also the same logic. Informal testing, find defect as per skills and experience. Okay, and understanding system workflow. Okay, here no test cases or documentation. See, so there is some example I'll explain like for ad so that can understand easily the exact use case scenario. While testing a login page, I might enter invalid input, use a spacey character, or repeatedly click the login button to identify unexpected application behavior. Okay, so that will use in ad hoc testing. See, so the while testing a login page, I might enter invalid inputs, use some special character, okay, and repeatedly click on login button to identify unexpected application behavior. Okay. So that we will cover in this ad hoc testing. So suppose the example of ad hoc testing like a login page. Login page. Okay. Suppose an application has a login form with username and password field. So a tester login page have login page of username and password field. So a may tester will try the application, leaving both field blank and click login button. What the possible scenario they will try it, they will break the system. Okay. So like without entering password, username and password, try to click on login button. Okay. And enter some special character to break the system. Okay. Sometimes the password length is 25 character or whatever field is set from the developer they will use. But here tester pasting 100,000 or 100 character in this password or username scenarios. Okay. Using some space during login on application, then open multiple browser tab, logging in simultaneously, presencing the browser back button after logout means user logged out the application. Then click on back browser. So they will check whether the profile is still logged in or they properly logged out. So that scenario also they will test. Okay, as per the tester mind of set. So they try to break the system. Okay, so they try to find some corner case in this application. So that process is called as ad hoc testing. There is a possible defect that found on actual application crashes with specific character. Okay, because the application limitation, we cannot use any character. Okay, the developer is not set character value for using. So application crashes crashes with special character. Okay, and login succeed with blank space as credential. Multiple sessions are created incorrectly. Okay, user can access secure page after logout using the back button. Means the user already logged out. Okay, user already logged out, but they click on back button. They click on back button, and during while they will click back button, the user profile is still open and still anyone can see. Okay, so user can access secure page after logout using the back button. So these are possible defect in ad hoc testing. Okay. So there is some advantage of this ad hoc advantage, quick and easy to perform, can uncover hidden defects found, no proper see, no preparation for this, some time required for this testing, useful when deadline are tight. See, so means any application have a tight deadline. Okay, so in this case we can use ad hoc testing. Got it. There is some disadvantage also of ad hoc testing. So the disadvantage like test coverage is difficult to measure. Means test coverage is very difficult in exploratory and ad hoc testing also. It's difficult to measure. Okay. The second point is like defect may be hard to reproduce if they are not recorded. Hard to reproduce if steps are not recorded. Means tester test that application, but the steps they are not recorded in Jira or anywhere they're using for defect tracking tool. And defect heavily on tester skill and domain knowledge. Okay. So it means depends to tester as per his skill and domain knowledge. So means if the tester have a e-learning knowledge, so they can definitely find some possible scenarios, possible test cases, and they can try to break the system because they already have some skills of the domain, okay, and the testing skills also to break out the system. So that entire process is known as a ad hoc testing. There is some monkey gorilla testing. Okay, so the monkey gorilla testing is mostly used for the gaming application. Okay, like testing the application randomly without any test case or any business requirement document. It's same like ad hoc testing is an informant testing type with an aim to break the system. But tester do not have a knowledge of the application. But in monkey gorilla testing, the tester do not have a knowledge of application. Okay. So this testing mostly used for the gaming application. So the that first point is tester application randomly randomly test without any test cases or business requirement docs. Means the tester don't have any BRD or VRS business requirement to test that application. They can randomly test. Okay, tester. And the second main point is tester do not have knowledge of application. So it's mostly example I can show you. Example mostly suitable for gaming application. Okay, why is it like a game application opened by children? See, a game like a PUBG game. I also played it before 5 to 6 years ago, but usually I'm not playing as of now. So that application opened by the children, but the child does not have a knowledge of that application. They will click anywhere in this application on gaming application. They will try to explore. Okay, clicking many buttons, clicking enter and exit, but they don't have any knowledge how to open, how to play that application. They don't have a knowledge and how to open this the application and they try to play the game because they do not have knowledge any documentation or any the manual things. So they try to click on that buttons functionality enter exit. So after the some time now once the child is use the application of the gaming application, after they will try to some possible thing like they click multiple tabs here and there and explore the application, explore the all functionality, then they will learn how to play it. They will mastery on that application of gaming application. So that's why the monkey gorilla testing is mostly used for the suitable for gaming testing. Okay, so there is some see there is some difference of ad hoc testing and monkey gorilla testing and exploratory testing. So, see, mostly what happened, like adopt, adopt testing, monkey testing, and exploratory testing. So the similar, the same cases, no documentation, okay, for testing. The second, the no documentation for testing is a common for ad hoc monkey and exploratory, and no plan for this testing. There is no plan to test the ad hoc monkey exploratory. We can test anytime. Okay. The third point is this 1.2 point is common. This is informal testing. We can explore, we can anytime to do that testing. So it's a totally informal testing. Okay. And tester should know application functionality. Tester should know application functionality. Okay. So same in a monkey testing test, but in monkey testing, tester doesn't know application functionality. Okay. Does not know application functionality. Okay. Same in exploratory testing, tester doesn't know application functionality. Okay. The fifth point is it's mostly perform random testing in ad hoc, in monkey, in exploratory. It's performed randomly. A sixth point is the sixth point is in ad hoc. The all intention of the tester to break the application and find corner defects in the application. Okay. Same in monkey testing, like intention to break the application and find corner defect. But in exploratory testing, intention to learn. Okay. So this is a common point for monkey testing. But in exploratory testing, intention to learn corner or explore functionality of this application. Intention to learn that the application and explore functionality of application. That process is called as a exploratory testing. Okay. So the 7 point is adopt testing any application we can perform. Okay. But the monkey gorilla is for the gaming application and exploratory testing any application which is new to tester. Any application which is new to tester. So that will do in an exploratory test. So these 1 to 7 is a key points, very important, mostly asked in an interview point of view. Okay, so these that I have covered. After that, I will explain the testing is positive testing. So what is the positive? This positive testing, the software testing technique, where you verify that the system work correctly with a valid input. Okay, see, with valid input, we'll check the application working correctly or not with in positive testing. Okay. See, so suppose the example, a login form required. A login form required for login. Okay. So valid username, valid password. for a login any pages, any functionality of this application. So we need valid username, valid password. Okay. So the positive test cases for that, if enter a valid username and valid password, then user should be login to the application. Okay. This process is known as a positive testing. Okay. The second example, see, aborting example, aborting, like in a there is some government rule. If you are on age of 18, then you are able to vote. Okay. Or if you are below than 18, you cannot vote. Okay. So this is a government rule for the voting. Okay. So there is application. So 18 equal age 18 able to vote, age 17 not able to vote. Okay. So this is a positive scenario, means the governments have some rule. If you have 18, then you are able to vote. So like they create an application and you put there is some authentication like Aadhaar card, the OTP is matched, and they will check your date of birth. If the date of birth is matching, like you have 18, you 18 year of old, then you are able to vote. If you are below than 18, you are not able to port that application to the government. Okay, so this is an example of the positive testing. So this scenario we are mostly testing as per the positive point of view, means with a valid input will check the application working correctly or not. So same in a negative testing. Negative testing. See, so the negative testing I will check it, and there is some software testing technique will verify how the system behave when we provide an invalid input. Okay, we'll check with invalid inputs what exact application throw the message, or valid, we can say that validation message on the application. Okay, so the negative testing, suppose there is a goal. The negative testing, mostly the goal is to ensure the application handle error gracefully and does not crash or behave unpredictable. Okay, we always check that negative scenario to test the application. Okay, the same example login page. Okay, so invalid username, we will try invalid password, will try to log in the application. Okay, so we will input invalid username, invalid password, and we'll try to click on the login button. So the scenario is user should not able to log in on the application with invalid credential. Okay, if you have invalid credential, you are not able to log in that application. So this scenario, this process is known as a negative testing. Okay, so because the login is not allowed, right, the valid, see, we always test that application with a positive and negative mindset, or we always create some test scenario like with a positive and negatively. So means the all corner cases and all things, all coverage we can cover during the testing, positive and negative testing. Okay, and same is a application, like see the voting application, we have put that in positive. Okay, so 18, age of 18 able to vote, this is a positive tip scenario. Okay, and age 17 not able to vote, it's negative scenario. Okay, So this process and this example is negative testing. Now we come to the end-to-end testing. End-to-end testing. So the end-to-end testing is a testing technique that verify the entire application workflow from start to finish, ensuring that all integration component like UI, user interface, backend, the database, API, or the all external system work together correctly. Okay. So here we'll test all end-to-end scenario during testing like UI, API, database, system workflow from end to end. Okay, so this process is known as a end-to-end testing. This testing is a very important and mostly performed to test that application entirely from starting to end. What's the purpose of this end-to-end testing? Okay, so purpose of E2E testing means end-to-end testing. So validate complete business process, validate complete business process. See, the let's suppose we take example of e-commerce website. So in that, like Flipkart, we can take a Flipkart. So in the Flipkart, like a new user should able to create a his ID and he can purchase any product. Okay, and after that he can check out, he can log out from that application. So this thing is end to end process from starting to end, and the complete workflow, business workflow they have completed. Okay, and the second point is ensure data flow work correctly. Okay, so the all user is able to log in, user is able to create a his ID on that application, user able to purchase any product, user able to shop that anything like cloth, mobile, anything. So, okay, user can log out that application. So this entire business workflow working correctly or not. So that will test an end-to-end workflow. The third is test the application from a real user prospect. Okay, from real user means after deployment the project on the market. So how the real user will use that application. So behalf of this, we will test end-to-end testing. User prospect. Okay. See, so I'm just explain the some example with the possible scenarios also. Example of e-commerce website. Okay. So the test steps for that E2A workflow, open the website. The second thing, log in with valid credential. Okay. Third steps is search for a product. For this, add the product to the cart. Fifth is enter shipping detail. Why the shipping detail required means I am actually if the user belong to A address, so they will put A address to deliver that product which he want to purchase from that e-commerce website. Okay, so make a payment. Seventh, place the order. Maybe the sequence make payment. We will later place the order first. Okay, so that is possible scenario. I'm just steps I'm adding here. Okay, verify order confirmation is displayed or not. Okay, displayed means if they purchase any like if they purchase iPhone mobile 15, so the application message and the product name should be displayed on that application. Okay, and ninth is verify the order is stored in the database and appear in the user order history. Means in user history, the order detail should be displayed. Okay. So this steps is end-to-end scenario that completing the business workflow also. Okay. So, see, there is some expected result like payment is processed successfully, order is created, confirmation email is sent, order appear to the customer account. See the expected result they have got during the done the payment to purchase the any product. So payment is processed successfully, order is created. Okay, so this is the expected result. But in a real world example, online banking, we can take the example of online banking also. Online banking for the same E2E workflow. Okay. So what happened in this online application? User login with valid period. Okay. The second thing, transfer amount to another account. Okay. The third part is balance it deducted from the sender account. Why? Because like if I have a 5,000 amount in my account, so I transfer the 3,000, so the 2,000, so 3,000 it will be deduct from his account and 2,000 will be displayed. Okay. And for this balance is is credited to the receiver account. Means if I send 2,000 rupees to any another account, so the receiver will receive the message of the balance is credited. Okay, so this possible scenarios and transaction record, transaction record is created means see if I have account in SBI bank, if I have transferred the amount to any X account, so the transaction history will be displayed. Okay, because sometime might be I miss like I don't know whether I have transferred to anyone, so sometime I forgot. So we can check in history also. Okay, so that's why the history is more important in this scenario. SMS, emails, notification sent. Okay. So this is the end-to-end workflow. So expected result, the entire transfer process work successfully from one account to another account. Okay. So this entire process is known as a end-to-end workflow. I have created one example also that see. So this like this is a e-commerce website where user is login with a valid credential, add a customer. They want to delete his ID, they can edit his address also. After that, they can log out customer. Okay, so this workflow is entire workflow is known as the end-to-end workflow of the testing. Okay, after that, there is a the testing is a globalization. So the globalization testing verify that application can support multiple language. Okay, so in this testing, verify that an application can support multiple language. Okay, multiple reasons, culture also, and international settings without require code changes. Okay, so this process is known as a globalization testing. It focuses on whether the application is designed to work globally or not. Means a, a shopping website should correctly handle like different language, like English language. Okay, English like example, shopping website. Okay, support different languages like English, Hindi, French. Okay, French. Support different currency. INR, Indian rupee, USD, dollar, euro. Okay, so this currency should be support and support date format. See, in Indian they have some different format of date or address, but in USS they have some different format. Okay, see the for exam example this format. For example, US format like this. Okay, and but Indian format like today is the 13 6 month 2026. But in US format, the month they will use the starting date in second and year in last. Okay, so this format is also the application should be support if they have developed as a to support a globalization market. Okay, so this process and this thing is called as a globalization testing, which any application will support the globalization so that international and domestic market can use and they can purchase some product as well if they have created e-commerce website. So that process is known as a globalization testing. Okay. And the expected is the application can support user from different countries without functional issues. Okay. So what the expected result from that application? Okay. The application can support users from different countries and without any functional issues. Okay. So this process is a globalization testing process. That localizations also we have some localization testing. Okay, that localization testing. So the localization testing verify that application is correctly adapted for a specific language, region, or culture. Okay, so it's only for a specific language, region, and culture. Okay, so like example, testing the Hindi version of e-commerce website. Hindi, Hindi version of e-commerce. Okay, website. So here the some steps like add to cart is translated correctly to Hindi language. Okay. The second is currencies display in Hindi, like in rupee format. Okay. And the third is date appears dates appears in the Indian format. Or the fourth one is local address formats and culture that follow like Indian if local address and Indian culture. If they created for only to use that application in India, they are not created for the globalization use for other country. Okay, so the local address and Indian culture should be acceptable in that application. So this process is known as a localization, which application is developed for the specific reason, specific language. That product is known as a localization product. And this scenario, which I have covered in example, so this process only get this process which I have followed, this is a comes under localization testing. Okay, so only it's only for a specific language of reason. and the application is only for use like in the localization, the tester verify the application is correctly adopted for a specific language. Okay, that process known as a localization testing. Okay, so in globalization, mostly check can the application support English, Hindi, and Japanese. Means the applications support different type of language. Can it handle different currency and date format? Does it support Unicode characters? Okay, like other different countries code that can accept or accept. And localization testing check like we are checking Japanese version, all level translate into Japanese correctly. The currency display in yen because yen is a Japanese version, so the currency should be displayed as yen or Japanese date and address fully support in localization app. Okay, if the Japanese person they create some application only for Japan, so these all possible things should be adapted in that application will be used. See, globalization testing can check the support different type, but localization is for a specific reason. So this entire process is known as a globalization testing and localization testing. Okay, so today in this video we have covered exploratory testing, ad hoc testing, monkey gorilla, positive testing, negative testing, end-to-end testing, globalization testing, and localization testing. Okay, so please watch this video till the end and don't forget to subscribe this channel for upcoming video.